Happy National, Happy National Day, everyone. Uncle Raymond is a bit under the sun, under the moon, under the weather, whatever you call it. I think I've been sick for the past 2 days, having flu and gastric flu or stomach flu. Still recovering, but still not so good. But because tomorrow I'm going to go to Edgefield Secondary School, so a bit I make it. Anyway, let's start the lesson. So in case if really cannot, then if you don't mind, I will end a bit earlier. If not, will be end on time. I'll see how it goes, okay? Because the exam is coming already. So really need to ask you to submit your homework, especially there's a homework for this one. All right, so let's go. Give me a minute. Excuse me. You can hear my voice a bit different. I think I sneezed until got no voice. Now the cough, that time was cough, now was recovering from cough, and now this one. Okay, we are supposed to let's travel the world and mind mapping of the ray graph as well as the ducts. So we are supposed to continue from what we have left, Hanling. Remember, do you agree that leaders are born and not mates? So yes, you are supposed to give me your little paragraph or some write-ups for that. And then as well as Kang Yao. So meanwhile, please type it in. All right, so I will move on away from here first. I change already,
okay.
Submit. Okay, so now Hanling, the one that you've done completely full, like last month, right? Kang Yao, Hanling, and Tian Yu, you all have finished the so-called report. Okay, so Mr. Chen Hanling, newspaper article from the Sun's Times. Wow, Sun's Times. Well, a man with 1,000 guns or the 1,000 men with a gun. Ayo, this one is like very mass orgy like that. So all the men sharing one gun to kill someone. So interesting, right? Okay, come, let's go. Introduction. Oh, yours, Hanling. This is the whole entire Kang Yao that you have completed for the past 4 weeks. Last month for these topics. So war and cloning, right? So let's go.
Introduction. An army marching towards you menacingly, all their faces the same stone cold. They are all the same person at heart, but what about in skin and bones? When it comes to war, many examples in the past have shown us what we need to see. When it comes to war, wait, huh? Oh, Joey, I think you copy pasted the same line twice.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so it's this one should be taken away lah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I like the comments about your introductions first. Hold on. It's using this aims. Kang Yao, if you don't know what is the aims, Hanling create the atmosphere. There's a very interesting sentence that is their faces are cold, same the stone cold. So what motivating is that they are all the same person and heart, but about the same skin and bone. So the suspension is when it comes to war, many examples in the past have shown us all we need to see. See what? So this is like 4 sentences with AIMS. Okay, atmosphere, interesting statements, interesting sentence, and then very motivating statements or quotes. But what about in skins and bones? So why? Let's talk about it. Let's go.
Every war was fought for purpose, one of conquering, winning, or showing their power to those around them. These ideas motivate and push forth by their leaders. War has never brought about any benefits for any party, and losses are widespread. Leaders currently are aware that war is never good, and after all, those who don't study history are doomed to repeat it. Cloning is a fascinating and controversial process that involves creating an identical genetic copy of a living organism. This concept of cloning has been the subject of intense scientific research and ethical debates for decades. In the field of biotechnology, cloning can be achieved through various methods, such as somatic cell nuclear transfer or cellular reprogramming. Cloning holds immense potential in advancing medical research, as it could lead to the production of patient-specific stem cells for regenerative medicine and organ transplantation. Additionally, cloning has implications for preserving endangered animals and agricultural improvements by replacing replicating desirable traits in plants and animals. As the scientific community continues to grapple with the ethical and practical implications of cloning, careful consideration and regulations are crucial to strike a balance between the scientific process and ethical responsibilities. Scientific advancements and benefits. While human cloning raises many ethical concerns and is currently banned in many countries, cloning techniques have been instrumental in advancing scientific research and medical advancements, such as cloning organs for transplantation and studying genetic diseases. Physical and psychological trauma. War leaves lasting physical and psychological scars.
Sorry, you see my whole what's Microsoft not responding.
Oh, hang.
Yeah. Just in case I'm locked off from there, please hold on. I don't know what happened. Stupid, man. I hate these type of things that happens. Oh man, come on, man. Don't waste my time. Oh gosh. Let me see whether I can stop sharing and start again. Oops, no. What's wrong, huh? Oh gosh. Can I close it? Let me stop sharing again and see what happens. Oh man. Yeah, I just closed the file. I reopened again, sorry. Give me a minute now, guys. Sorry, don't know what happened. It's not moving. Okay. Okay, sorry, I had to shut down the file and open it again. Okay, let's see if it works or not. Okay, let's go. All right, Hanley, carry on. Wait, give me a minute. Which out first. Yo, why like that? Give me a minute. Sorry. Okay, where did we start?
Physical and psychological trauma. War leaves lasting physical and psychological scars on survivors and combatants alike. Physical injuries can result in disabilities and long-term health problems, while psychological trauma such as PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, can haunt individuals for the rest of their lives. When war and cloning come into play, everything becomes a huge tornado of issues and problems, each affecting the other in many more ways than one. When the ball starts rolling, it becomes hard to stop, and the whole world gets caught in this mess. Hopefully, the world will understand the responsibilities that come with cloning and war and manage your responsibility.
So this is your ending. I like the way you use the word a huge tornado of issue. Wow. So bad, man. Really, you have to use tornado to do that, man. Okay, and it's true enough that PSTD, especially during if you study history, you know, like Hanling, you're studying Vietnam.
I think it's PTSD. Joe. I think it's PTSD.
PTSD, right? Post-traumatic.
I know we're not studying Vietnam.
You didn't study the Vietnam War.
Vietnam was pure history. I'm elect.
Oh,
really?
Okay.
Wait, I thought pure history was studying something else.
As you know that
From what I hear from a friend now.
the Vietnam War, what happened is that a lot of soldiers came back after the war because they are forced to surrender and lost the Vietnam War. This is the first Americans that lost the wars for decades. And when they came back, most of them got the PTSD syndrome. And a lot of them, about 60 to 70% of the youth, who are ranging from as young as 19 all the way to 25, that age, when they came back, they are kind of, saw how their comrades or their buddies are being killed by the Vietcongs, and how the booby traps attack them, and how the carpet bombing has killed the innocent life and things like that. So yes, the war itself has a tremendous effect on this PTSD people. It's true. I don't think those who have survived through the war will have this kind of effect. Next, Tian Yu, your turn.
Okay, sure. Before I start, you spelled my surname wrong.
Again?
Yeah, it's without G.
Huh?
The Mr. Huang is without G. Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Wang Tianyu, newspaper article from the Galaxy Times. War versus coding. Back to you. So
Right.
Kang Yao, you can see that is the AIMS for just now for Hanling. Now look at Tianyu one. It's so short. 1, 2, 3. This is just only the short introductions. Can he make it using the AIMS, which is the atmosphere? I think it's too short. Maybe
it's too short. It's definitely too short.
Yeah. So for future, please write more than at least 4 to 5 sentences. Kind of. Whether you are relax, no, wow, my goodness, or you turn your head like that, very scary. After you crack your head. Okay. Let's go.
A man with 1,000 gun or 1,000 men with a gun. This will be one interesting battle. One with the knowledge of guns, while the other with the knowledge of killing.
Now you can add one more sentence. What do you think? You can
What do you think will win?
Having said that, it's always the pen is mightier than the sword. Get it up. You can add this. If we always say that the pen is mightier than swords in terms of talking about war. Why
when it comes to war, the bro always win. No, not bro. Brain always win over bro. Something like that.
Yeah, that is the art of war. Okay, carry on. War.
All right, war. War. Everyone is scared of it, whether it is happening in their country or not. War is something with quite a few definitions. However, the main one most people, if not everyone, should know is the fighting and killing one. War is something that is created by a goal or a dream by the leader. Example can be Adolf Hitler. He wished to kill all the Jews, which he nearly achieved but was brought down by the end. I think I meant to write in the end. We can even use cartoon and anime as reference to war. No matter it being 2D or 3D, every war have their own meaning and purpose behind it.
Yeah, a hidden agenda, true.
Cloning is something quite unique that everyone has heard of but never seen. If you don't know what's cloning, you might probably have played some games to know what it is. However, if you really don't know, I think that's meant to be extra no. It's basically just duplicating something or someone. This can be quite scary in the future, where once technology takes over, cloning will become a normal thing.
I would say it will become a normal trend.
No, yeah.
Normal trend, yeah, will become a normal trend, will become a normal events or phenomenon.
All right, so everyone knows the outcome of war, just death. What does both sides gain? Usually nothing. What happens after war? People suffer from lack of supplies. These are what happen after war. People suffering due to lack of supply, like for water and food. This doesn't impact the country that was in the war, but rather also countries that are not in the war. How? A pretty simple answer. It's called food or water supplies. Countries like Singapore depend on other countries for food and water, for water and food. So an example is like during COVID-19, when the whole world was in lockdown, Malaysia couldn't really afford to give much food to Singapore due to them lacking it already. Therefore, leaving Singapore to try sustain on their own until the lockdown end, which Singapore did. However, through wars, humans also gain knowledge, like Singapore. Due to Malaysia not supplying enough food to Singapore, Singapore had to build their own mini farm to get food for their own citizens. Effects of war are good and bad. War and cloning have outcome. It's like okay. War and cloning have outcome is like two sides of a coin, both good and bad. The bad outcome is that usually in war, people have to suffer for a long time before they can get back on their feet. While for cloning, people may use it for the bad stuff like cloning another Hitler, which may lead to another world war. For the good side, war can teach humans many things, knowing that violence does not solve everything, and also how to adapt to a post-war situation. For cloning, people may use cloning to clone animals to have an infinite source of food for humans.
I like the way
And
you say to adapt to a post-war situations. Because there are different types of war. You're saying this war here between Malaysia and Singapore. So the war is between food supply, right? Correct. I tell you. So you should mention that the war between Malaysia and Singapore is the war for food supply as well as for water. Water is very straightforward. It's just go through the tube, the long pipes and things like that. But the food itself then is a bit different, right? Because food itself, you have to go through, like people have to carry the food, the lorry driver, and then you have to go through custom, and then you have to do the swab test, all these things, yeah. Things like that. Wait,
okay.
Okay, so as I mentioned that the war, I like the way you say that war can be not just fighting. For goodness sake, wake up. War can be fighting for resources like food and water and human resources. So imagine if this country are fighting for the sake of food supply. Yes, because a hungry man is an angry man. Because if we do not make sure that food is enough, then the whole population will not only die because of just COVID-19 alone, but also die of hunger, die of thirst, and die of dehydration, die of a lot of reasons, malnutrition. So yeah, you should mention like that, can you? Okay. So in case you're writing these kind of things, the war itself against food is very inhumane. Like for example, I don't like it. I don't know Kang Yao, you know or not, but in US they always like to have food war. They throw tomatoes or some strawberries or those the foods that is already expired, then they anyhow throw
Yeah, I appreciate there's one called tomato war or something.
Yeah, in US, right? Instead of throwing these tomatoes or all these things, why don't they make tomato juice or whatever and send it to Africa? True not, Kang Yao? Where people are dying for food and yet here bloody hell 你在玩 food 哇过分哦。How you feel 这个是好像不道德 then you know they are oversupply and yet they don't want to use those extra supplies to supply it to those hungry citizens in other parts of the world. Why? Seriously, why are they doing that? And where else maybe in China, in Malaysia, Singapore, other countries, when we have extra, we will donate the food out, right? To fight a war against poverty and hunger. So think about it. This kind of questions when you write essay. So you have to look into the details of see how you write. So one of them is like war against food supply. Thank you. We are done that you mentioned for this. Next, reporter Kang Yao, newspaper article from the Universe Time. Wow. Should you be scared of cloning a war? Back to you, sir.
Have you ever thought of cloning because being just as or even more dangerous than war? Cloning is not as well known or feared by many, but it should. Imagine an army of the strongest men coming towards you.
So have you ever thought of cloning being just as or even more dangerous than war? So this is your starting of the atmosphere. You create the atmosphere. And then you say cloning is not as well known or feared by many, but it should. So this is a very interesting statement, I would say. Okay, then you say, imagine an army of strongest men coming toward you. So it's very motivating to say that. And then you keep the suspense. Now you get it, Kang Yao. Right. So the best in future for the three of you. Okay, no matter how you die at least 4 to 5 sentences. Okay, right. Some sentence can be both motivation as well as suspense. Okay, I leave it to you. So I call the aims to start a good introductions as well as the closure, how to close the conclusions. Like Kang Yao, you can see this is a conclusion done by Tian Yu. Okay, how it works. These are notions he gives his final verdict about war and cloning. Carry on.
There is a trend of many teens romanticizing war. despite the very real and detrimental toll it has on everybody. Now teens are living in peace and harmony, so they would not have experienced the pain and trauma war had left on individuals. War veterans are haunted by the traumatic experience every day and suffering by many mental illnesses. Other than mental damages, there is also physical damages. Millions of veterans are either deformed or amputated, which would leave a blatant reminder of their suffering in war.
Just hold on to this one. This one is very true. Especially when this army, they are so strong and healthy and muscular. And then suddenly, out of the blue, they are being destroyed because of the war. Their limbs, their legs, their hand are broken or torn apart and then become amputated. Then they have to be sitting on the wheelchair for the rest of their life. Even though they have the artificial arms and legs, but they will feel that, wow, what am I fighting for? You realize that if you are World War II, the Americans are fighting for their country, understand how hard, right? Remember World War I, they don't want to involve because, hey, none of my business. But because after that, World War I involved because they affect their trade, affect their other things they involve. World War II is that they don't want to involve, 可是那个日本鬼啊，日本小子 okay, crazy, right? Go and attack Pearl Harbor, right, honey? That's where you just awaken the giants. Fair enough. This statement is very fair enough. In fact, since deform, yeah, very true. Carry on.
Cloning, if you are against it or stand by it, it is a fact that cloning would continue to be researched on experiments and would be happening. Even if you think that cloning is inhumane, you cannot disagree that it is a very interesting topic and what the future holds if cloning actually becomes normal practice. Like many things in the world, cloning is a double-sided edged sword. There is the bad and there's the good.
Yeah, it's true. No, I like the way you say that. If you think that cloning is inhuman, come and think about it. And if you disagree, but you have to accept it. It is a very interesting topic and it's a very exciting and thrilling topic to talk about cloning. Why? Because you cannot avoid this topic. It's going to be part and parcel in the future that cloning is going to play a part. We already know about the artificial intelligence, the ChatGPT, or even people who have the same voice and face like Tian Yu, but looks like Tian Yu, or look like Han Ling, look like Kang Yao. Okay, right? Doing the AI, that kind of things. So it's quite similar to a cloning already. Why are this technology coming in place so good? There's a few reasons. One of them is like they even can mimic Lee Kuan Yew, or even some famous people in the past, and make it to come alive, to talk about history and talk about other things, which is very interesting. I agree with it. It's fun. It's interesting. Okay, carry on.
Cloning, I think it's a same paragraph.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Until here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, okay, this one?
Yeah, both cloning and war are like both sides of a coin. Both have pros and cons. Cloning can be a good way to prevent extinction of species. This can help increase food production and solve the shortage of food in the future as the world starts to overpopulate. Most importantly, if bees are going extinct, they can use cloning to prevent the extinction of bees, as without bees, humans would probably go extinct too. Bees populate 35% of the plants in the world. However, cloning can be also a bad thing because who knows what will happen with cloning. Or what if they clone horrible people or make an army to take over the world? There would be so many possibilities. War too has its goods. A war can give the country money, land, pride, and nationalism. However, war results in post-traumatic stress disorder (PTSD). This can impact the lives of those suffering from PTSD daily lives. Simple things like light flashing, darkness, loud sounds, and many more ways that remind them of trauma can cause the victim to experience a PTSD episode. The victims usually suffer intrusive thoughts, troubles falling asleep, and changes of thoughts and lifestyle. Thus, there are good and bad impacts on everybody by either war or cloning or war.
Hey, sir, how I just curious how do you know all these things Where do you get this from?
I
That's curious.
just when I'm bored, I just watch those like documentaries.
Seriously
Like not those boring ones, like those fun ones.
No,
Like on
which,
YouTube.
YouTube or any influencer that you watch.
YouTube. I usually watch from YouTube.
Okay, so you mean YouTube tell you all these things, the victims suffer intrusive sleep disorder. How do they demonstrate?
It's like I don't remember, but I remember like there's this one person, when this like camera flashing, he will get very nervous or anxious because remind them of like the bombs or like the gunfire. And I would like when they fall asleep, they will be scared, like something might happen to them.
You know, there's this movie called Rambo. No?
Yes.
You know, it's my generation movie. You know which Rambo? Sylvester Stallone, right?
Yeah.
Guy, my cousin, yeah. So you know, this Rambo, in the movie, they also got this flashing of lights, and then the knife coming to his eye, very near to his eye, and about slashing him, and then being tied, and then being electrocuted, right? Like with the Russian soldier, correct? You see, do you watch the movie from part 1 to the last part?
No, I just heard of it.
If you watch the last one, it's damn. Oh, I tell you, the last part, the Rambo, the Last Blood. He finally went back to his hometown, and because of his step-nephew or niece, step-niece was being tortured to death by the mafia in Mexico. So he made the mafia in Mexico to came down to US, one of his big.
I think it's called cartel. I think it's called cartel.
The cartel for the Mexico, the mafia people.
You know, like drug cartel.
Yes, correct. The drug cartel, yes. So they brought the mafia people, the gangster, to the farm, and he killed one by one using the way he was trained to kill the enemy soldiers in the war zone in Afghanistan and Vietnam War. And he really ripped out the heart of the bad guy, Kanyao. Seriously ripped out the heart. Can you imagine he really rip out and throw the heart on the floor? Wow, it's so gross. A bit RA here, I think. Okay. So yeah, these are the traumatized that wars has bring about to the people, or not just the soldiers, also can be the people, the victims, the civilians as well, right? So it's very sad to see that through war, it brings not only devastating the destructions of the buildings, as what most of you return, and also to the human beings, like especially the soldiers, also the civilians, but you also can bring traumatized things to their next generations, because they will pass the story, or even they might, like the Vietnam War, they call the Nippon War bomb, where they destroy the whole entire skins of the person's body. They live in fears of death. Okay, so yes, thank you so much for this one. I really appreciate that you have completed this essay for last month. So now this is the one I really want you to do on a piece of foolscap paper, because you guys is going to do your full situation writing. Agree? A full situation writing on this one for the coming year-end examinations. Right. First of all, I will read out the first one now. List of possible VIA project for BPNSA. Okay, BPNSA. Meal preparation at Wailing Huts. There is such a place called Wailing Huts. It's actually those volunteer where they cook food for the needy people, okay? Like help out in the kitchen that prepares foods. Sorry, that prepares, cooks, and distribute about 3,000 daily meals to the needy, include the elderly, adults, and children in Singapore. Pack cooked food into boxes, assist into the delivery and distributions of the foods at the various designated distribution points. I realize all of you, when every time you see a situation writing like that, they give all the information like this. Give me a minute. They give the information like this. You just simply copy and paste it in your situation writing. Please don't do that now, please. You please rephrase it. If you want to choose Wailing Hut, you can say that food preparation at Wailing Huts is to allow the volunteer to prepare 3,000 daily meals to the needy. And these people include the elderly, adult, and children in any parts of Singapore. And you are supposed to prepare this food in the kitchen, something like reface it. And once you are done, all the packet foods will be packed into various boxes and will be distributed out to the needy people. Then assist in the delivery or distribution of it. You can also choose to help to deliver the foods and distribute the foods into various parts in the different locations of the distribution points in Singapore. Please reface it. Don't just copy and paste it. Change the big words here, add some words inside. Seriously. Because nothing wrong to leave out everything and put into the essay because this is what is given to you. But wouldn't it be better that if you add in your own words to make it better, to make it fulfilling? Okay. Next, may I have Tian, can you read the daily camp? I will rephrase it. The day camp.
Day camp at Children's Society. Wait, do I have to rephrase it or do I just say
No,
normally?
you just say that I rephrase.
Okay. Children's Society houses abused or neglected children. Volunteers will organize camp and related activities, plan and participate in all camp activities, befriend and mentor these children, including leading groups in discussion.
So yeah, imagine you are introducing this volunteer VRA to your friend and say, the next I can like to introduce is the Children's Society. It's a day camp. What you are going to do is to organize certain activities related in this camp. Next, you must be able to know how to participate and plan in the various activities in the camp. At the same time, you can, instead of befriend, at the same time, you can bond and be more be more friendly, and instead of mentor and also to help out, and at the same time to help out and educate these children, okay, and lead into a more fruitful group discussion. You see, change the word, right? These are the places where then you can add on. These are the Children's Society that not only house the neglected children, but children who are in desperate needs for help. You see, add some word inside. Don't just copy and paste it. Add some interesting word inside. Back to you, Kang Yao. Next one.
Day camp.
No, this one, the tour.
Tour the Singapore Zoo with the Singapore Association of the Visually Handicapped. Accompany the visually handicapped on an outing to the zoo. Guide them through the grounds of the zoo. Help them take in the sights and sounds of the zoo by describing the flora and fauna.
Oh, I heard that you really like to work with people who are visually handicapped. This is the time, this is an opportunity that you can bring this handicapped SAVH to visit a day tour in the Singapore Zoo. Okay, what you need to do is that your job is to accompany, right? Say your job is to keep a company, or your job is to go together, okay, be friends with these visually handicapped people on a very interesting outing in the zoo, or outing to the zoo, or on a trip to the zoo. Your job is to not only guide them to go around to visit the zoo and enjoy the different parts of the zoo to know the animals. At the same time, you may want to help them to bring out the sight and sound of the different parts of the zoo, the animals, that sound that they are making, or even the fauna. Okay, this one you cannot change. Flora and fauna you cannot change. You want to change is by describing the environments of what the zoo has. Since they are not able to see it clearly and hear it properly, it is the time they can use your articulations, your ability to describe to them how the flowers, how the animals look like. Something like the zebra. Okay, because of course some of them are quite blind, they don't even know the color. Black and white. How the hell do I know a zebra is black and white? So you can suggest to them, you can ask them to make, this one very tough. To make if you got time constraint in your exam, my advice is don't do this part, don't choose this one. So you can say a zebra, you can say you can make them to feel like since you have touched a horse, just imagine the horse got different stripes on their body with different colors. Of course, for a blind person, to them colors is what is colors. They do not know what is colors. Visually handicapped, they do not know. Okay, so it's a bit tough. And you want to describe the flora and fauna is a bit tough also because the flower, what, green flower, blue flower, and the smell, of course, you can smell it. But for the animals like the panda or orangutan or the chimpanzee or the tiger, the lion, I mean, how are you really describing them? They roar. How do you roar? I mean, you don't expect the lion there to roar at you. This one a bit tough. Okay, so these are the three. Next, honey. This one is the student council. You should look at the list below here. Okay, study the information. Student council.
The Student Council decided to initiate a project for upper secondary students to give back to the society. As the president of the Student Council, you have obtained approval from the school to proceed with this VIA project. Write a speech to persuade the students to sign up for the project. Your speech will be delivered before all the upper secondary classes and their teachers. You have to choose one activity shown on the list and explain why you have chosen to help this underprivileged group, what the students will be doing to help this underprivileged group, what the activity you have chosen, why the activity you have chosen is important to this underprivileged group, and what the students can learn from the involvement in the VIA activity. Write your speech in clear, accurate English in a persuasive, enthusiastic tone.
Okay, so I already sent to everyone. The whole format is called the rough. So what is your role? Your role is actually what? Anyone can tell me? President, right?
As a president of the student council.
Thank you so much. So president, who is the audience?
The students.
The
upper secondary classes and the
students.
teachers.
Yes. When you say upper, I will take it as set 3 and set 4. Okay, so this is your target audience. Then what is the format? Anyone can tell me what is the format? Write a speech, right?
A speech, yeah.
So the format is a speech. So you say greetings to all upper secondary fellow classmates or fellow students, not classmates, students. So that is the format, that is speech. So what about the tone? The tone is what they say is encouraging, right? Persuasive, to persuade them to join. So how are you going to use a persuasive tone? I strongly encourage, I feel that we should do this VIA for the sake of whatever you want to say, enthusiastic, and exciting tone. Okay, take note of this, Kang Yao. This will be your real exam to use the phone. What about what about the S? The S is a situation. Okay, the situation where we're talking about the 4-pointer there. Why you have chosen, okay, the 4-pointer. The 4 pointers that's stated here. Right. So why you have chosen to help this? Why have you chosen to help this underprivileged? What is the purpose, the reason for it? Okay. I think we should we must be fair. As a gracious society in Singapore, we have to do this. What the student will do to help these underprivileged students, group, sorry. So you say, in order to do this, the student will come out maybe some items. They come out, for example, singing and dancing, or even bring them, hold their hands to visit the zoo, or even bring the children to go there and do packing for the food for the elderly to feel it, and then when you pack the food and give to the elderly, Kang Yao, have you so far anybody tell you how these poor people thanks, I yet to see, when I look at your mic, I realize it, I have yet to go to Challenger and buy, because my son saw it, my younger son saw it, said, oh, the mic is so cool. But I say, sorry, that mic is for daddy, not for you. Then he kind of, shucks. Okay. So it is important to know about packing the food and then deliver the food to the elderly, to the needies, or to those elderly who are staying alone in one roomers flat, and you can share with them why you are here, and they can also share story about their past. You know the Samsui woman, 红头巾，听过哦？看到有听过吗？
Yes.
So they will share. I mean, so sorry. I think the 红头巾 I think 已经走了778，你懂走的意思吗？就是 bye bye from this world already。就算有他们都已经很老了 ，90 plus already。I'm not sure whether they can still have the energy to talk to us seriously. Even they have energy to talk to us, they also very sad. I also don't want to go there and talk to them and then bring out their past sadness and their misery. all the sad things when they talk about when they are young, has a home toasting, a some sui women's. Then what are the student can learn from this involvement? I thought about, you can write down, they can learn about graciousness, about understanding, about not wasting food, about able to appreciate life better. Okay. So please, I already give you the idea. So please, when you are, okay, for the three of you, take a look at this one first, okay? They ask you to choose two, right? Am I right to say? Choose two, right? Or you are to choose one activities, okay? I'll give you 1 minute to think about it. Which one? I'll come back to you. One, choose one, and then you tell me why you choose that one, and then you tell me why, what the one that you choose, why can it benefits to your upper secondary, okay?
Do we have to type it out now?
I don't know. I don't think so. I appreciate you only asked to just think.
Yes, do you call me?
Do we like send you now?
Oh, no need, no need. Just talk. It's okay. You are supposed to do this
Okay.
as a piece of homework. And then, by the way, the speech format is you have to put there the date and the greetings to all principal, vice principal, teachers, and fellow upper secondary students, set 3 and 4. The purpose of my speech today is to give you or say, I hope this, I hope everyone sitting here in the good opinion of health. Today, my purpose of this speech is to inform all of you that we are having a VIA that is about helping others for people like BPNs instead of KCPNs. This is for my school, okay, my ex-school again. Okay, Tianyu, which one will you choose?
I will choose the meal preparation. Oh, why?
The wheeling
Wheeling
hearts. Wheeling
hearts.
heart. Okay.
Yep, that one.
Then you remember, when you're doing the essay, the situation writing, you must change all these words. But of course, keep those like 3,000. That one is important. Needy, including the elderly and children, important. But you have to rephrase, like instead of like help out the kitchen, you can help those staff in the kitchens to get ready and prepare those food that are cooked and get ready to distribute to about 3,000 needy and elderlies, including the adult and children's, in different parts of Singapore, something like that. Okay. All right. How about you, Han-Ling? Han-Ling, are you there? Han-Ling? Han-Ling, are you there? Kang Yao, what do you think?
Day camp at Children's Society.
So same, so you say why the Children's Society? You can say that because these children are lack of love and support. So you want to bring back a very, right now, you get a very wonderful, exciting and meaningful childhood to bring back their fond memory. You know, all these children, my wife went there before. These kids are being neglected by their parents. Some of them, after giving birth, they throw away to the the orphanage home. And then what happened? They lack of fatherly and motherly love or parents' love. And they are being bullied sometimes in the homes. You never know. Or they are having traumatized, like what you mentioned just now in your speech, in the newspaper article about being traumatized. Maybe they see a lot of flashlight or sound that they are being afraid of. When they are staying with some of their auntie uncles, their auntie uncle might be sexually abuse them. Okay, or sexually abuse them or whatever reason. So you can change this. Okay, thank you. Han-Ling, which one is yours?
Mine also have children.
You also Children's Society, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So I hope to see this real essay written. Must written. It's not typing inside here. It's no more typing inside here. Like this one later we're going to do. It's really have to write on the foolscap paper and submit to me. It might be the first and last one for this year. Unless you are coming for the real, anyway, no more exam in paper 1 already. Unless Kang Yao, you can make it for the exam face-to-face. If not, this might be the first and last. Okay, so do it properly. Because anyway, the speech one that you have done for both of you are Tian Yu and Han Ling. Okay. So we've done this. Okay, let's talk about why is failure the mother of all success. Okay, so this is a CWS, 987 words, 4 pages. Wow, not so much, not so many. Okay, let's go. Tian Yu, can you read to the class, please?
Okay. Famous scientist Thomas Edison once said, "Failure is the mother of success. It means setbacks and defeats eventually leads to success." In other words, don't be frustrated by failures and continue to do one's best until one achieves triumph.
Triumph. No, you pronounce as triumph.
Triumph.
Well,
Triumph. Many inventions and
what's the meaning of triumph now?
It's like success. It's like
you can use the Chinese word 凯旋归来，听过啊？凯旋归来 okay? You can type it, it's the same. Okay, come. Many?
okay. Yeah, where many invention and experiments are derived from lots of trials and failures. Wright brothers
is the one who invented it. Yeah.
who invented the airplane for the first time also failed many times before accomplishing their goals. Experiencing failures and making mistakes are necessary to achieve success because failure and mistakes provides learning opportunity, give new perspectives, and improve one's persistence. I will discuss these points and some examples in this essay. First, mistakes and failures are learning opportunity. They provide valuable information on what went wrong and what should be avoided in the future. For example, Thomas Edison experienced a lot of failure to make a light bulb, which was his best invention. Thomas Edison was quoted to have said, "I have not failed. I successfully discovered 10,000 ways that don't work." Like this example, after making mistakes, people who have a positive attitude towards failing tend to concentrate on their work to get it right.
Thank you. So you see, today we are actually not written, I call myself for what? Kang Yao, Han Ling, and Tian Yu. Today we are going around the world, we're traveling around the world using success and failures. We also go around the world to talk about how famous people, the ducks is referring to the individuals people, the characters. How are we able to know that Thomas Edison is from American, sorry. How is he so successful? No, sir is from Britain, sorry. Why is he so famous? Like you say, 10,000 successful way to make a light bulb. Meaning that he don't admit failure. He take failure as part of his learning curve. He take failure as part of his small little step of success. That's different now, okay? Like tell you what you read, you see. So we are now traveling to another parts of the world, talking about the Wright brothers and Thomas Edison's, or even Sir Isaac Newton will be definitely from Britain. There are so many famous people in the world. So how can we able to talk all of them? There are so many, but we are talking those a few good ones that really impact our daily lifestyle most of the time. Okay, so thanks for this the reading. Okay, that's all for that. Okay, now I want you to talk about success and failures later on by using this one here. Do you agree that leaders are born and not made? Okay, so you can add on to this. But look at this one here. Now this graph here. So when you say success and failures, I'll tell you, maybe you can talk about your success and failure based on the leaders are not born but made. So you can start off with this, like just now you use the villain, right? Then you talk about it, and then you come down back to your introductions, and then you move on to your idea 1 and 2, and at the peak of your success and failures about leaders are not made are born. Then you give out the ideas and conclusions. Okay, so you can use your foolscap paper or do this. This is my new latest formula to write creative essay. All right. Wait, I mute your first because so later I would like to see how you guys going to do this. Okay, how are you going to start the very strong introductions? Okay, how you start your strong introduction for this? Okay. And then setting 1, 2, and 3. Okay, Kang Yao, you might be a bit new to that. It's called SMART, S-M-A-R-T. Okay, let me bring this down so it give you a better picture. The whole ideas. So Tianyu and Han I also want to see that. So look at this one. Okay, it's called SMART. Okay, Kang Yao, it's called SMART. So what happened is the setting itself. You have set once. So what is the setting we're going to talk about for success and failure as a leader that is made? Oh, sorry, not made but born. So you can give some example to that. And then you need to have a characters about who. For example, just now that one is Sir Thomas Edison, right? So and then what kind of atmosphere? Of course, he's happy. Sad. So these are the example here. Okay, some atmosphere that you can use it. So how good it is. Then the rhythm, the paragraph 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. Get it? And then finally the title. The title will be what? A leader that is what? Stated here. Do you agree that leaders are born and not made? That's the one here. Oh, sorry. So with that, this type of format, of course, is a bit tedious, but definitely will help you in your future writing, not just your set 1, set 2, 3, and 4, but for your future writing in your A-level or even JC or Poly or University. So there are 3 settings. Can you, which are the 3 settings? The minimum at least 3 settings. At least 3, not 1. Okay. So can you read this essay to the class first? So Kang Yao and Han Ling, you need to do something about these introductions. Okay. Tell you, a villain?
A villain isn't born, they are made. It's a very similar code to leaders. Leaders can be considered both heroes and villains to lead to glory for their own ambition. However, the leaders truly are However, are leaders truly made or were they born with talents to lead people? Both are very reasonable. Though if we take a closer look into it, the difference is a chance. Like an example, a person born with a gifted talent to lead, yes, this person can become a leader. But what happens if no one helps the person to utilize his ability? There's a quote, too great a talent will turn against itself in the end.
Very
This
true.
quote-
This is very true. I totally agree. This one is very true. Sometimes it's really 会弄巧反拙. Cannot. Oh, sorry. Wait. I used the wrong highlighter. Wait, give me a minute. I need to highlight this. Very interesting. Where is it now? Where did I put it? Oh yeah, this code. Okay, thanks. Carry on.
Alright, this code means that if your talent is too good, it'll eventually be the reason for your fall. A great example can be a professional gamer. If the person is one of the best players in the game, everyone will love them. However, most people will also want to see the fall of them to make them a laughing stock. Similar to leader, you can be the best leader the world has ever seen, but to be able to stay at the top is a different thing. Unlike talent, hard work is a direct counter. We often hear people say hard work beats talents, which is true. Like leaders, not everyone is born to be one, but rather they were made to be one. Given enough practice and motivation, any one of us can be leaders. Leader isn't something only for the talented or the gifted, but rather for anyone who has a passion and interest to lead others. So are leader born or made? They are made. No one in the world is born to be whatever they are meant to be. So leaders are not born.
Okay, this last paragraph, tell you, is definitely very good for conclusions. And the top one just now, this part here, the ones, pretty long ones from the villains all the way to this quote here, this part here, it can be your introductions. Then a great example can be, so that is where your setting come in, can you mean by ma? So the setting one, give an example of a leader that is made. Is it Lee Kuan Yew? Is it Lee Hsien Loong? Is it Xi Jinping? Is it Hitler? Is it Stalin? Or is it what? Or who? Is it Thomas Edison? Okay. All right. So I hope to hear from Han Ling and Kang Yao. All right. So to write your own, like what Tian Yu has done. Because this is also practice your the way you write your essay, unless you want to hand it me as a homework. So Tian Yu, you can start talking about this one here already. Okay, so you see just now when you do this, you're using this curve here, we're using this curve. You give a very strong, very impactful starting, a villains. You start off with a villain, a quote, correct? Then you bring down, you calm down your conclusion. You talk about a quote and other things to bring in. Then you start to bring in your ideas. But your ideas example, you stop there. But you have a conclusion now. So you need to bring your ideas your setting 1, setting 2, setting 3, and then maybe you don't want to have setting 4, 5. You can add on to say why. Finally, my suggestion is that leaders are definitely made because through 3 examples, these are the 3 great leaders that are made, not born. Get it out? You mean by what I tell you? Then you have the conclusion. That was your conclusion just now. Okay. So that's my ray graph, the ray graph. So are you all guys typing now? So Tian Yu, you can give the 3 setting. Kang Yao, you can give your introductions using like what Tian Yu was doing just now, was reading to all of you. Okay. So this one can be actually same thing. Tian Yu, 不见了 Tian Yu. So this part here actually can talk about. This one can be your introductions. Okay, this one can be your introduction, pretty long introductions. And then a great example can be a professional gamer. I see. This one is one good example, Tian Yu. A great professional gamer, that will be setting 1, a setting whereby a gamer in the gaming rooms. Why? It's true, some gamers, they are too 好练, show off.
They either let their ego take over or they just like it's like the game just evolves after a time and then they just get I would say they get worse, as in like I meant as in like people get better than them all.
Yeah, have you seen that before? I believe so, right?
I definitely have.
Yeah, then that's where the slowly, surely, definitely this poor gamer will be left alone by himself already, become an island already.
Yeah, that's why I appreciate I wrote somewhere say something like you can be the best right now, but then will you be able to stay at the top is a different thing.
Correct, eh?
Yeah.
So this is one example. You got the set 2 examples. So you complete your 350 words essay already. Okay, remember this is a creative writing skills between situation writing as well as creative writing skills. So I give you a very good introductions already. In fact, this one is very long. This one is about 987 words. Obviously, this is just only the introductions for you. Okay, to give you say, for example, so we are actually traveling the world. Okay, and one of you, Tian Yu, you already traveled the world to a gaming world. A person will play game. So the topics about how success and failure can go around the world to look for and hunt for leaders that is whether born or made. Kang Yao and Tian Yu, you are typing right, I believe. Yes, researching. Thanks. Han Ling, you saw.
Yeah, but like I think my research is a bit too generic.
No, don't worry. Don't give yourself too much stress, please. I know you want to perfect it, but don't, please. Okay?
When do we have to submit this by the way?
This one here. To put it inside, so I can move on. I want you to use this method that I suggest to you, this one here. So you must have a very high introduction set. What can you did? Okay, can you use this one? Start off with this word here. Wow. You start with the villain. I think it's quite very interesting. A villain isn't born, they are made. It's a very similar quote to leaders. So you're using fist pop, 对吗? Oh, can you? Oh, you're using a fist pop.
Yeah.
A favors. So you see, you start off with a very high introductions. This one here. Using a fist pop. Okay. I go out for a while. So guys, finish up. So can you got one example already? Come up 2 examples. Right. So Kang Yao, you have to come up your own introductions, how to start with a high fist pop. Again, it says the same as Hanling, okay? Tell you if you are finished already, you have the setting 1, 2, and 3. You can submit in the Zoom chat, or at the same time, if you're done already, you think you can do your situation writing to ask me for some opinions. Yeah, please. Like I mentioned, the situation writing will be written on a foolscap paper, and hopefully next before next week you can submit. I can put it here and discuss. Okay, so can share. So Kang Yao, Tian Yu, and Han Ling, hopefully you can write this essay. And I say it might be the first and the last one. Okay, for this year already for your level. So please submit if you can. Thank you. Okay. I think I mentioned in the WhatsApp, was it today twice or yesterday and today twice about submitting these introductions, right? This one, sampling for job. What come here? Wait, this one should be here. Okay. So why not you start, you can tell you can start to choose some of setting, choose one or two famous people to add in. Just type leaders that is made not born. So what are the famous names that you can find? So you can use it in your example. Okay, you know what I mean now? Because all of you are choosing leaders that is made not born, right? So you look for the informations about which leaders do you think that is made not born. Like I say, this is the SMART, the setting. So one of them is the gamer, right? Tell you that you're done. Then the two more settings that you can choose. So the main characters is the gamer. So you can choose another few more. That is a good one and the bad ones. You can choose leader that is a bad one that is born. Then one is the atmosphere. Like the gamer, that one because it's too egoistic, so you become very sad and depressed. So you've been detached out from the rest of the group of people, right? So the rhythm one, as you've done already, your introductions, well done. Paragraph 2 is the gamer. So you got two more paragraphs that is not talked about. And then your conclusion, you've done the good conclusion already, well done. Okay, so do you agree that leaders are made born or not made? So you disagree, right? So that's the title. Of course, if you do not want to have 5 paragraphs, you want, no, 5 paragraphs, correct. But if you think that you don't need to have so many ideas here like this one, like ideas are good. This part here is the introduction. So you already got 1 paragraph, 2 paragraph, 3, then 4, 5, 6. Total there's 6 paragraphs by right. Okay.
Which I want to send my.
I beg your pardon. Sorry.
I want to send my introduction to you.
Sure, I can't wait, man, bro. Okay. Thank you. Wait. That's your introduction. Thank you. So I take away this one first. Such a big handwriting. The fonts are so font is so big. This is 11. Okay, I changed the font size. So that is your introductions, Okay, thank you. So I tidy up for you first, so easier for you, okay? Intro. This one, I'll take it as intro. Then this one will be paragraph 2. Paragraph 2, which is idea 1. Ta-da. And then so Tianyu, you jump into a conclusion. That will be your conclusion. Okay. So now you have you let off is paragraph 3, which is idea setting. You can call setting or idea 1, up to you. Idea 3. Hey, idea 2. Sorry, hey, what the hell? 2. Okay, I saw someone send to me. Oh, Kang Yao. Okay, a leader is born. Okay, that is your introduction, right?
Yes.
Pretty long, your introduction. Confirm. You want
Yeah.
that? You want this long,
Yeah.
Sure, no problem. Okay, to achieve. Wow, that is very good. Wow. Oh, you choose Mongolia. Wow. Hey, Aro, brother. I love Genghis Khan, but can you put a great example will be the next paragraph, okay? Okay.
Okay.
That one, Genghis Khan, my cousin, that one you put second paragraph. Okay.
Okay.
Hey, I love that guy, and you know what? My friend's wife is from Mongolia. And I can't wait to visit Mongolia. And the first stop I want to visit is the tombs of Genghis Khan. Maybe I can go back to time machine. Wow, go to his time machine. Fly through. Well, I never expect you to choose Genghis Khan, man. To me, I tell you, Kang Yao, Genghis Khan is more to born than to make. In my opinion, okay, you can disagree. I leave it to you. But I feel that. So you got the paragraph 2 already. Thank you. Wow, that is fast and furious. So Han Ling, this one when it comes, this one is what?
What?
It's paragraph 2, is it?
Where? Yeah, that's paragraph 2. That's paragraph 2.
Are you giving me example, my dear? You must give me example.
Yeah. Paragraph 2, then paragraph 3. I give you the example.
Paragraph 2 got example because I haven't read. Sorry, I beg your pardon. When is going to hey, what kind of Genghis Khan again? Okay, wait. Hey, but don't have man. You just mentioned first.
Yeah. I'm giving it to you in the next paragraph.
Oh no, this one must be in this paragraph. Must give one example in this paragraph. Then the next paragraph.
You're supposed to split the paragraph, bro.
Yes, correct. But I will prefer 3 leaders. 3 leaders. Is that Tian Yu give one gamers? That's one leaders, correct? Gaming leaders. So Tian Yu, you still owe me 2 leaders. Whereas Kanya, you give me Genghis Khan, right? For 1 leader. No, I need 2 more leaders. So we are going around the world. Well done. Wow, we are going to Mongolia. Wow. I hope you understand where I come from. So everyone must have 3 leaders, different parts of the world. Thank you. Can we all agree by 9:30 whether you can finish or not? We will stop at 9:30, okay? Because I think I got to go and get my medicines. My flu, I just now go and take out my mucus. Still quite bad. Still coming out. Okay, so sorry. I don't know how tomorrow I go to the school. So your only homework is a situation writing that you must write on the foolscap paper or Kang Yao. Okay. Then once you write on the foolscap paper, you can use your school foolscap paper, or as long as it's an A4 size foolscap paper is good enough. Then once you're done, if you are writing 2 pages, of course take two pictures, okay? And then send to me. Make sure it's nice. I must cover the whole page. If I cannot receive it in the full page, too bad. Please do not type. I want it to be written. Thank you. Why you choose Genghis Khan? Very interesting. He's one of the best conqueror in the world. Huh?
Because I saw him, I saw a video of him today at YouTube.
The whole movie, huh?
No, yeah, this movie recap.
No, but do you watch the whole movie now?
No.
Oh my goodness, you go and watch the whole movie. And they speak Mongolian. You have to watch the whole movie. How he was being tortured by his uncle. Then his mom had to run away from him. You know what I mean? Then he started to fight with a small group of people. And then slowly, surely, he built a strong army. Then his friend came and helped him. But later, because of his want to save his wife, you have to watch the whole movie. Then you know the whole structures of Genghis Khan. But do you know his grandson?
Yeah.
Kublai Khan. In fact, Kublai Khan extended his grandfather, but his son, Genghis Khan's son, is not as great, as strong as his father and his son. But after Kublai Khan, when he passed away, the rest of the Mongol empire downfall, real downfall. You have to watch the whole movie. It's very nice. There are 3 versions. One of them is really the Mongol, and then one is the Khan, Khan. I think the title is called the Khan. The other one is the Genghis Khan, the Great Warrior, something like that. So there are 3 different types of movies made under the belt of Genghis Khan. My dear Han Ling, this one is under which paragraph, or is it the 3rd paragraph?
Wait, what? I didn't say anything.
When it comes to leadership.
That's still part of the 2nd paragraph.
Oh, same. Oh, sorry. And I told you already today, I'm not very well. I'm doing my best to control myself. After so many drugs that I'm taking in, you. Can you?
Yeah. Yeah.
The way you, it's so funny.
No, I don't know. At the start, no, when I was dragging my tongue, it felt so weird.
Yeah, okay, this one.
Yeah.
Paragraph 3. Correct.
No, that's paragraph 2.
Huh?
But
Still paragraph 2. Paragraph 2 is a gamer one.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, the idea 2. Sorry, idea 2.
Yes, idea 2.
I scanned myself.
Still got 10 minutes, finish out. If you really cannot finish out, then we continue next week. Okay? We got 8 more minutes. So, but Lee Kuan Yew, that one, I'll tell you. How can you say that Lee Kuan Yew is made and not born?
Oh, come on, bro. Again, you had to do Lee Kuan Yew. I was doing Lee Kuan Yew. Come on.
What Che already
Come
told
on,
me just now, so I was like, yeah, I might just do Lee Kuan Yew.
Can I still do Lee Kuan Yew? Can I still do Lee Kuan Yew? Because
Never
I'm
mind,
like
never
too
mind.
fine.
It's okay. We can have different versions of Mr. Lee Kuan Yew. But I'm just curious, I'll tell you. So how you must say something like so what you mean by you see like Kang Yao, they say Delta's leader was born, you see. So like Kang Yao, you put that, you see. Delta's leader is made and not born. Okay, something like that. So what makes you think Lee Kuan Yew is made? Made, correct, sorry. Well, seriously, my brain not working. You know what I mean? I'll tell you. So you have to add a few more sentences, which led to where Singapore is today. Therefore, I feel that Mr. Lee Kuan Yew is a leader that is made to come to this country to make Singapore to prosper. Something like that, okay? Meanwhile, all?
Okay.
You can do it, man, guys. Come on. You got 6 more minutes. I'm seriously 9:30. I will shut down already. I really have to go and get my medicine already.
Wait, I'm gonna rewrite the number 2.
Sure. The idea too, Thank you, Ha-Ling. Ha-Ling, I'll put this under paragraph 2. Correct now, Ha-Ling, please take a look. Ha-Ling, please look at the screen now. For example, so I put here as paragraph 1.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. So Tian Yu, I changed, right? This one I take away.
Yeah.
I don't want I change to this. So 你有讲到他 make 吗？
I did.
不是你哈林，我是讲天佑。
Yeah. Oh.
天佑，你没有讲到他 make 吗？
Make what? I said at the bottom one. The last few rate.
这边
Yeah. It's
Okay, must put that task. This is what make Lee Kuan Yew, okay?
okay.
你懂意思吗？ Shit, suddenly I cannot spell his name. You see, 哎呦，讲了。来 I got problem with him. 可以这样写吗？
Okay.
可以啊，谢谢 ，Thank you. You need one more for paragraph paragraph what? Paragraph 4, right? So you have one gamer, one Lee Kuan Yew. Yeah, one more example. That's it, man, bro. You're gonna complete it. Well done. Hey, 3 more minutes, guys. Sorry, So whatever you can, just give it to me. Or Kang Yao, any more? Are you still typing?
Yes.
Are you done? Can you send to me?
I'm not done.
Oh, just whatever you have sent to me first, because I'm going to lock off in 2 minutes time already. My nose is very, very irritating now. Oh, I think it's swollen after sneezing too much and the pimples and the mucus. Oh my God. Okay, just send whatever you can. Don't mind, guys, so that you're not being truncated. So at least I can put it in the next lesson, then we can continue from there, right? So Tian Yu, you only got one paragraph to go, that's all. Okay. So you concentrate. Please submit your situation writing on Tian Yu. I want to see the speech journal. Okay, thanks. You got 1 more minutes, guy. Come on, send to me. So we can call it a day. Thank you so much for your understanding. You know, I seldom request you to do that. Also, sorry, I really cannot take it anymore for my nose.
Honestly, for this one, I really wanted to write Martin Luther King Jr., but I was like,
Well done, well done. I love that. Please.
Yeah, I'm gonna write. I know one person, right? But I think I need to take a lot more time to research, so I'm not gonna send anything right now.
Yes, please. It's okay, my dear.
But
No problem.
it's the person I talked about last week.
I can't remember who is that.
Yeah.
Am I like keep it in suspense? Keep it in suspense. Don't tell me first.
It's actually Han Ling. It's actually Han Ling, Che.
Wow, Han Ling.
Che, you do you not know he actually led the what's that? The uniform group yesterday during NDP, you know.
Han Ling, you were there?
Yeah, he was the one, you know. The one giving command, you know, the one giving command.
Of course not.
Wow.
That one.
Okay, Han Ling, thank you. You got okay, 9:30 already. Kang Yao, can you just send whatever you can? Thank you. Yeah, once Kang Yao send to me, I will call it a day. Thank you. This is paragraph 3, Han Ling.
Yeah.
Thank you. So will be idea 2, right? Okay, so you got Nelson Mandela. Oh my God, sorry. You see, I cough until my mucus will go to my mouth also. Oh my God. Yes, Kang Yao. What is your paragraph 3?
I have to do a lot of research for this one because I do not know.
You just give me whatever the leftover first. So okay. I know you are there. It's okay. You know what I mean? Whatever you type, just send it to me. Then later on you can research. So you're not left behind, okay? Just send to me now, please. Thank you.
It's very short.
It's okay. Ayo, this is not school. Don't worry, my dear. Ayo, don't be so OCD. It's okay. Just send whatever you can. Don't worry. I'm not going to scold you, please. Ayo. Thank you. Wow, you seriously? Are you really crazy guy? Well done. You really like this kind of history. Oh, good, man. I like that. Okay. Wow, that's cool. Why you choose this kind of leaders, Raja?
Because one of my my Tamil friends kept talking about him.
Well done. They say, Kang Yao, this is multiracial diversity country. Without these people like the Indian or the Malay, you will not know about their history, their background, of the forefather of other countries. Hey, I tell you what, I'm going to share this example with my Sec4 SS students. for Sunday class, which is very good. Wow. I also need, I done this history before, if I'm not mistaken. My India history is not so good, but I did study that for when I was, I think, in A-level. Yeah, A-level. Okay. Thank you so much, Guy. I'm so appreciative for what you have done today. So we'll continue. Let's stop.